The municipal school in the small town of Vale Serena was beginning another ordinary day. Children ran through the hallways, the bell rang loudly, and the smell of chalk and fresh coffee mingled in the air. Among the teachers was a reserved woman, soft-spoken, and with a gaze full of sweetness. Professor Clara Nogueira. She was known for her patience and dedication to her students. She was the kind of person who could see a sparkle even in the dullest eyes. But at the beginning of autumn, something about her seemed different. There was a silence on her face, a nostalgia that lingered between her words. Among the new classes was Miguel. Clara was a curious boy with an easy smile and enchanting eyes, but with a shyness that drew attention. From the first day, Clara felt something inexplicable when she saw him. It was as if that innocent gaze hid an old memory, something dormant in her past. And even without understanding why, her heart raced every time she saw him smile. Everything was normal until the day Clara had to take Miguel home after he felt unwell at school. His mother hadn't answered the phone, and the principal insisted, "Take him, teacher. His house is nearby." Clara hesitated but went. When she entered the simple and welcoming living room of the boy's house, something inside her broke. On the wall, in a golden frame, was a photograph, and upon seeing the face of that man, time stopped. Her heart recognized the impossible. She knew that man, and he was the boy's father. Before we delve into this amazing story, tell me which city and state you're watching from. Leave a comment, and I'll reply with gratitude. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and like this video. We want to share more stories like this. Clara stood motionless before the portrait. Her hands trembled, the air felt heavy, and the sound of the boy's footsteps echoed in the distance. It was as if life had pressed the pause button. She didn't need explanations. She would recognize that look anywhere. The same calm smile, the same light blue suit. It was Ricardo Vasconcelos, the man she had loved 11 years before, the man who had vanished from her life without a trace. Clara recoiled, swallowing her tears. Miguel, not understanding the gravity of the moment, sat on the sofa and asked innocently, "Teacher, are you okay?" She took a deep breath, trying to hide her reaction. "I am, darling. I just thought the portrait was very beautiful." The boy smiled proudly. "That's my father. Mom says he was very good, but he left before I was born." The boy's words pierced Clara like a cold blade. Before she could react, she heard the sound of a door opening. A woman of about 30, with a tired face and a defensive look, appeared in the hallway. "Miguel, what are you doing with the teacher here?" Clara recovered quickly. "He fell ill, and since no one answered the school phone, I came to bring him home safely." The woman nodded, visibly embarrassed. "Sorry, I work at the hospital. Sometimes I lose signal." "Okay," Clara replied, trying to hide her nervousness. "I hope he gets better soon." As she said goodbye, she couldn't stop looking at the portrait. Every feature of Ricardo's face brought back memories she had tried to bury. The first kiss in the rain, the note he left promising to return, the silence that followed. Clara left the house as if fleeing a fire. Her heart burned, but now a question consumed her. How could that man be Miguel's father if he disappeared even before she found out she was pregnant? That night, Clara didn't sleep. She relived every detail of the past. Ricardo had been a young lawyer who had moved to Vale Serena to open a small office. She, at the time a recent graduate full of dreams, had been charmed by his kindness. The relationship lasted a few months, abruptly interrupted when he received a job offer in another city. He promised to return, but never contacted him again. Days after his departure, Clara discovered she was pregnant, and before she had the courage to contact him, she suffered a miscarriage. After that, she never wanted to talk about it again. But now, 11 years later, that smiling boy with the same look as Ricardo was there, in his classroom. It was impossible to deny. Miguel had the same smile, the same way of frowning, the same light in his eyes. However, there was a stifling doubt and a dangerous hope. In the following days, Clara tried to act normally, but the boy seemed to attract her in an inexplicable way. Once, while helping him with a drawing, she saw the boy paint a man in a blue suit, holding a suitcase. "Who is that?" she asked, trying to sound casual. Miguel replied with sincerity, "That's my father. Mum said he traveled a lot and that one day he would come back to get us." Clara swallowed her tears. The world seemed to be playing a game with her. Ricardo had promised the same. Determined to understand the truth, Clara began to discreetly observe the boy's mother, Elisa, a simple, hard-working woman, always with dark circles under her eyes and an air of someone carrying the weight of a secret. One day, at the end of class, Clara asked for a chat. "Elisa, excuse me for asking, but Miguel's father, did he ever meet his son?" Elisa remained silent, visibly shaken. "No. He doesn't know that Miguel exists." "Is he alive?" "Yes," he replied hesitantly. "At least, it was." The teacher felt the ground disappear beneath her feet. Everything made sense. Ricardo could have rebuilt his life with another woman and left them both in the dark. Doubt turned into necessity. Clara needed confirmation and decided to look for old city records. At the registry office, she discreetly requested a copy of the boy's birth certificate. When the paper was handed to her, her hands trembled. "Father, Ricardo Vasconcelos." She staggered out of the building. The rain began to fall, as if the sky itself had been shocked by the revelation. Miguel was Ricardo's son, the same man who abandoned her, who made her believe that love was an illusion. But there was a cruel detail. The dates didn't match. The boy had been born only 7 months after his departure. Elisa would have become involved with Ricardo soon after his departure, or perhaps even before. Clara's heart was torn between anger and compassion. She wanted to confront Elisa, but chose silence. Instead, she went to Ricardo's old office, now abandoned. Among old papers and filing boxes, she found something that would change everything, a letter that was never sent, addressed to her. "Clara, if you are reading this, it's because fate was crueler than I imagined. I had to leave for reasons I can't explain now, but I swear I never abandoned you by choice. There's something I need to tell you, and maybe one day you'll find out. Take care of what you believe is right. One day, I'll be back." "Ricardo!" Clara cried until she had no more strength. Now she knew there was more to his disappearance. He hadn't left her out of lack of love. There was a secret, a hidden reason. Days later, Miguel fell ill. A high fever took him to the hospital. Clara, even without being asked, went to visit him. Elisa, exhausted, thanked her for her presence. "He likes you so much, teacher. He talks about you all the time." Clara held the boy's hand and felt her heart race. The little one was asleep, breathing with difficulty. Then, as she approached the bedside, Clara saw something fall from Elisa's bag. An old photo. It was Ricardo, smiling next to Elisa, in front of an old car, and in the background, a clinic with the name Instituto San Gabriel. On the back, a date and a phrase. "Thank you for everything, doctor." Clara understood. Ricardo had been ill. Elisa was a nurse at the time, and perhaps he had confided in her in the final days before he left. Everything was beginning to fall into place. The disappearance, the silence, the interrupted letter. The next day, Elisa told the truth. "I met him when he was already very weak. He told me about a woman he loved, a teacher, but said he couldn't go back to her because he was too ill. I promised not to tell anyone." Clara listened in tears. "He lived long enough to see Miguel born. He asked me to raise the boy with kindness, and to never let him go without an education. Clara lowered her head, overcome with emotion. So that's why he's my student. Elisa smiled sadly. It was fate that brought you to him. From that day on, something changed in Clara. She began to see Miguel not just as a student, but as a link between the past and redemption. Pain gave way to peace, and at the end of the school year, during graduation, she was invited to present the boy with his diploma. When she went up on stage and hugged him, she said in a low voice, with tears in her eyes, "Your father would be very proud of you." Miguel looked confused but smiled. And at that moment, Clara was certain that although time had stolen many answers, love, somehow, I had found my way back. And if this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone you love. Click now to share it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming stories we're preparing with great care for you.